Imagine being alone on a silent night, under the vast starry sky, in a moment of deep anguish and fear of the future. Suddenly, a mysterious presence emerges from the shadows. A man. Or was it an angel? Perhaps God himself? This is the story of a struggle that changed a destiny, a battle fought in the dark, between heaven and earth. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and allow your heart to dive into Jacob's journey. Jacob was about to face one of the most feared moments of his life. He had deceived his brother Esau in the past, stealing the blessing of the firstborn. Now, years later, the reunion was imminent. Esau was coming to meet him with 400 men. Jacob was afraid, and it was in this atmosphere of tension and vulnerability that he crossed the Jabbok River, alone, during the night. Crossing the river symbolized more than a geographical passage. It was a spiritual step. It was the abandonment of the old Jacob so that a new man could emerge. And it was at this exact moment of decision, in the silence of the night, that the struggle began. There is no clear description of how or why the man appeared, but the biblical text tells us that a man wrestled with him until the break of day. Genesis 32:24. Why would an angel wrestle with a man? Or was this man a manifestation of God himself? Scholars differ. Some believe it was an angel sent by God to test Jacob. Others go deeper and suggest it was a theophany, a divine appearance. Jacob, at the end of the struggle, declares, "I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared." Genesis 32:30. That changes everything. The struggle was not merely physical, it was spiritual, it was internal, it was emotional. Jacob was wrestling with God, but he was also wrestling with his fears, his guilt, his past. He didn't just want to win, he wanted to be changed, transformed. And that's why he clung to the man and said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." The angel's response is surprising. "What is your name?" God already knew who he was, but Jacob needed to recognize who he had been. By saying Jacob, he was confessing, "I am the deceiver, the usurper, the one who always tried to win by his own strength." And then comes the transformation. "Your name will no longer be Jacob but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have prevailed." That night at the Jabbok River marked the birth of a new man. Jacob was now Israel, the one who struggles with God, the one who no longer relies on cleverness but on grace, the one who walks with a limp, reminding him that true strength is not in muscles but in dependence on the Lord. And you? Are you crossing an invisible river in your life? Have you been wrestling alone in the silent nights? Know that often it is in the darkness of the soul that God most reveals himself, not to destroy us, but to transform us, to change our name, our identity, and to give us a new future. Jacob's struggle teaches us that God does not turn away from our pain. He enters into it with us. He meets us in the riverbed, in despair, and invites us to a battle of surrender. Sometimes the greatest victory comes when we stop fighting in our own strength and surrender to the divine will. Tonight, as you rest, remember, God knows your struggles, and he does not turn away from you because of them. On the contrary, he draws near. And perhaps, like Jacob, you too will wake up tomorrow with a new name, a new heart, and a new hope. If this story spoke to you, write in the comments where you're watching from and how this message touched your heart. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share this video with someone who needs this word. God bless you.